Now we are going to study the application of Rutherford's criteria for parameter estimation. So in this diagram you can see a closed loop system is there with RFS as the input and CFS as the output. GFS is forward path transfer function and HFS is reverse path or the feedback path transfer function. So the closed loop system transfer function is given by the equation CFS by RFS is equal to GFS divided by 1 plus GFS into HFS. So now in practical systems, here we are going to introduce an amplifier with variable gain K to adjust the performance of the given system to the desired level. So in the forward path transfer function we are going to see a variable gain K amplifier block in cascade with the GFS, that is the forward path transfer function. Hence after the introduction of this K, the closed loop transfer function of the system is given by CFS by RFS is equal to K into GFS, so divided by 1 plus K into GFS into HFS, where the denominator of the transfer function, this term, equated to 0, that is 1 plus, now K into GFS into HFS equal to 0, so this is known as the characteristic equation of the system, and the roots of the characteristic equation will determine the stability of the system. Now we can see here there is an additional term K with GFS into HFS. Okay, so now as this K is a variable one, so as you go on varying the variable gain K to get the optimum performance from the system, the location of poles will also going to change with the gain K. So now here we can find the minimum and maximum values of this variable gain amplifier K for which the system is going to be stable. So that is known as parameter estimation of the system. In practical systems you will going to get either one or two variables for the parameter variation by the system itself. If no variables are available, then we can introduce the amplifier of variable gain K to adjust the system performance. So now we are going to see how to calculate the value of K so that the system will be stable within that range. Okay, so now we are going to take an example to find the value of K. Here the transfer function given is K divided by s to the power 4 plus 5s cube plus 5s square plus 4s plus K. So now we need to determine the range of K, that is the minimum and maximum value of K for which the system is going to be stable. So here first we need to consider the characteristic equation, and the denominator of the transfer function is known as the characteristic equation, and this denominator equated to 0. So here the characteristic equation of the system is given by this polynomial in S, that is the denominator of the transfer function. So now what we need to do is, now we need to apply the RH criteria for this characteristic equation. So now we will going to see how to apply the RH criteria for the calculation of K. So here first two rows will be formed by using the coefficients of S in the characteristic equation. So here highest power of S is s to the power 4. So that will going to form the first row, and the first term coefficient of S 1 here and 5 K. So this will going to form the first row. Similarly the second row will be now S cube. So here the elements of this row will be the second term S coefficient, that is 5, and then 4. So these two will going to constitute our second row. So now we need to calculate the remaining rows. So to calculate the next row, that is S square row, what we need to do is here 5 into 5 25 minus 4, that is 21 divided by 5. Similarly second element will be now 5k minus 1 into 0 divided by 5. So 5 and 5 will get cancelled and you are going to get back here k. So this will going to form our second row. Now what we need to do? Now we need to calculate the next row, that is s to the power 1 row. So now we need to use the s square and s cube rows here to calculate the elements in the s to the power 1 row. Now if you are using the calculator, don't write it as 21 by 5. You can write whatever the value that you are going to get out of it. So the value will be now how much? 4.2, that. Okay. Now to get the element in the s to the power 1 row, we need to multiply these two terms, minus 5k divided by 21 by 5. Okay. So the second term will be now, here it is 0. 0 minus 0, so hence this will going to be 0. So now we need to calculate the last row. So now to calculate the last row, we need to use the s to the power 1 row and s square row. Okay. So now what we need to do? Multiply these two terms, minus 0, so divided this whole term. Hence this will going to cancel out. We are going to get k back here. Okay. So now we have finished the formation of Routh table here. So now we know that for the system to be stable, what is the condition? The condition is that the first column elements must be having a positive sign. Okay, so that means here all the elements of this column, which includes k, in s to the power 1 row and in s to the power 0 row, so all of must be having positive sign or must be greater than 0. So now we are going to use that stability condition to get the value of k. So here from the s to the power 0 row, the k should be greater than 0. So that will be going to be the minimum value of k. Similarly, now from the second row, that is s to the power 1 row, you can see very clearly here 84 by 5 minus 5k, that should be greater than 0 because this 21 by 5 will get cross multiplied with 0, hence it is going to be 0. So now the numerator term 84 by 5 minus 5k should be greater than 0. So now we need to simplify this equation. So just move this 5k to this side. Okay, so now that will going to be 5k should be less than 84 by 5, or here k should be less than 84 by 5. So now we got the minimum value of k, and this will be the maximum value of k for which the system will going to be stable. Hence what will be the range of k? So k should be greater than 0, and similarly k should be less than 3.36. We are going to get it by this 84 divided by 25. So this is how we need to calculate the variable k for which the system is going to be stable. So now we are going to take another example here. Okay. So here in this example, the system given with the characteristic equation s to the power 4 plus 4s cube plus 13s square plus 36s plus k is equal to 0. So first we need to form the first two rows. Here the highest power of s is s to the power 4, and the elements of this row will be first term coefficient 1, third term coefficient 13, and the s to the power 0 coefficient, that is k. Similarly, the second row will be s cube row, and the elements of this are 4 and 16, that is the even term coefficients of s. So next we need to calculate the remaining rows. So next row will be s square row. We know the calculations. You need to multiply 4 into 13 minus 36 divided by 4. Okay. So this will going to be 4. Similarly, next we need to get the next element. So to get the next element, here it will be 4 into k minus 1 into 0 divided by 4. So that will going to be k back here. So now we need to calculate the s to the power 1 row by using the s square and s cube rows. To get the elements of this row, we need to multiply these two, that is 36 minus, okay, So here you can see here, for to get the s to the power 1 row, so it will be now 36 into 4 minus 4k, so divided by 4. So you can take 4 common out of it, so that will going to cancel with the 4 in the denominator, hence now the value will be equal to 36 minus k. Okay, so second element will be 0 if I are going to calculate it. So now we need to calculate the last row, that is s to the power 0 row. So now what we need to do, multiply these two values minus 0 divided by this 36 minus k, hence you are going to get k back here. Okay, so now we have finished the formation of Routh table. Now we need to apply the stability criteria given by the Routh array, so that we can find the parameter, that is k, value from minimum to maximum. So here in the first column all the terms should be greater than or equal to 0. So now here, by that condition, for the stable system, first k should be greater than 0 here. That will be our first value of k. Okay, similarly now we can see here, from the s to the power 1 row, 36 minus k should be greater than 0 or k should be less than 36. Okay, so now here for this two ranges from 0 to 36, so this system will going to be stable, and if the value of k goes beyond 36, then the system will going to be unstable. Okay, so this is how we need to calculate the values of parameter k for the stability. Okay, so now we are going to see one more application of this RH criteria, so that is known as relative stability analysis. Okay, so we know that sigma is a complex domain where sigma is the real axis and j omega is the imaginary axis. Okay, so till now, by using the RH criteria, what we have found out, whether the roots of the characteristic equation will going to lie on the left half of S plane or on the right half of S plane. Okay, so that's what the RH criteria will going to give us. Okay, without calculating the roots of the characteristic equation, it will going to indicate us whether the roots will be lying on left half of S plane or on the right half of S plane, depending upon the number of sign changes. Okay, so now here relative stability means when the value of the sigma, if we are going to change it to some other value, so then by using the RH criteria we can determine whether with related to here minus sigma 1, whether the roots of the newly formed characteristic equation with minus sigma 1, whether they are going to lie on the left half of S plane or on the right half of this particular new plane now. Okay, so this axis, that is our new, now that is our new axis. Okay, so now here what we need to do is we need to shift the axis from here, that is we need to shift the imaginary axis from the initial point or from the origin to some other value of sigma 1 where we want to assess the relative stability. Okay, so that's what we are going to do in the relative stability analysis. So now we are going to take an example and see how we are going to assess the relative stability by using the RH criteria. Okay, so this is the problem from the question paper. So determine the location of roots with respect to S is equal to minus 2. Given the characteristic equation, this. Okay. So now you can see here with respect to minus 2 is there. So if you apply the RH criteria, so then we are going to get the roots which are lying on left hand side of the S plane or on the right hand side of the S plane with origin, that is S equal to 0. So now what we need to do, we want to now assess the stability of the system when S is equal to minus 2. That means we need to shift the axis from s is equal to 0 to s is equal to minus 2. Okay, so now what we need to do here, we need to replace the s term in the characteristic equation by using s minus 2, because that is where we want to assess the relative stability. So now by replacing s by s minus 2, now we need to recalculate the whole equation and we need to simplify it. Okay, so here the first term is s minus 2 to the power 4 is there. Okay, now we need to first simplify it. So we don't know the formula for s to the for a minus b to the power 4. So what we need to do is, here we are going to write it as s minus 2 whole square into s minus 2 whole square, and we know the formula for a minus b whole square. So that is a square plus b square minus 2as. So here it will be s square plus 4 minus 4s. So similarly we are going to get the same back here. Now we need to simplify it. So if we are going to simplify, we are going to get this equation or this polynomial in s for the first term, that is just minus 2 to the power 4. Similarly, now take the second term, simplify it. If you remember the formula for a minus b whole cube, then it is well and good, and if you don't remember it, you write it as s minus 2 whole square into s minus 2. So for s minus 2 whole square, the formula to expand is s square plus 4 minus 4s multiplied by s minus 2. You need to multiply and simplify it. Okay, so this is what we are going to get for the second term. Similarly, now for the third term, s minus 2 whole square is there, so that will be s square plus 4 minus 4s multiplied by 36. Simplify it. So this is what you are going to get. Okay, we need to segregate the terms related to decreasing values of s. Okay, now for the last term, that is 70 into s minus 2 plus 75, this is what you are going to get, 70s minus 65. Okay, so now we need to simplify all the terms. So if you are going to simplify it, then this is what you are going to get, s to the power 4 plus 2s cube plus 14s plus 15 equal to 0. Okay, so now you can see very clearly one term is missing, that is s square term. The coefficient is 0, so that's why we have not mentioned it in the earlier written characteristic equation. So right away we can say that this will going to be a unstable system, because it will not going to meet the necessary conditions. What are the necessary conditions? The first necessary condition is all the coefficients of s must be having the same sign, it may be positive or negative. And what is the second necessary condition? None of the coefficients should be equal to 0, but you can see here the coefficient of s square is missing. Okay, so now we are going to apply the RH criteria to find the roots of the equation which lie on left half of s equal to minus 2 or on the right side of s equal to minus 2. Okay, so now first two rows are formed by using the coefficient of the characteristic equation. For the first row, that is s to the power 4 row, the coefficients will be 1, 0 and 15. For the second row, that is s cube row, the coefficients or elements will be 2, 14. Okay, now we need to find the elements in the remaining rows by using the calculations. So here for the s square row, we need to multiply this 0 minus 14 divided by 2, so that will going to be minus 7. So here 2 into 15 minus 0 divided by 2, so you are going to get back 15 here. Okay, so now this is how we need to calculate the s square row. Now we need to calculate s to the power 1 row, multiply these two, minus 2 into 15 divided by minus 7. Here you are going to get 18.28 positive. Okay, similarly to calculate the last row, that is s to the power 0, so what we need to do, multiply these two, minus 0, so divided by 18.28, hence we are going to get 15 back here. Okay, so now we have finished the calculations of Raut array. So now what we need to do, we need to check for the sign changes. Okay, so here you can see two sign changes are there, from positive to negative here. Similarly, one more sign change is there, from negative to positive. So the number of sign changes in the newly formed characteristic equation with s is equal to minus 2 is 2. What does that mean? So that means here two roots are located to the right side of s minus 2 and remaining two roots will be located on the left hand side of s minus 2 line. Okay, so because here the highest power of s in the characteristic equation is s to the power 4, hence you are going to get 4 roots out of it, and in that two signs constitutes our two roots on the right hand side of the s minus 2 plane here. Similarly the remaining two will be on the left hand side of s is equal to minus 2 line. Okay, so this is how we need to assess the relative stability of the system.